The Messiah says pretty plainly that the whole world will be deceived apart from the very elect. Who is the very elect? If the 2+ billion Christians in the Christian church, Catholic church, whatever, if they're the very elect and they truly believe that they're the bride of Christ, we're the bride, we're the bride. If they truly believe that, then they should know where they are in the Old Testament and in the prophets. But they don't know that, because they literally just sit themselves, count themselves to that blessing without knowing anything about what it even takes to become the very elect. They don't even know what the Messiah is even quoting when he's talking about the very elect. He's talking about Jacob, my servant. Jacob is the very elect. Who is Jacob? There's a difference between Jacob and Israel. Israel is the church. She's the woman. She's the elect woman that goes into the wilderness at the second Exodus. When tribulation begins, she is preserved from tribulation. She goes into the wilderness. She makes the second Exodus. But the reason why she makes the Exodus is because she's all the people in the churches that aren't able to hear the truth right now. But there's a calling before the calling of the Israel. And that's the calling to be Jacob, the first fruits. Jacob, my servant. Jacob, the very elect. So who is Jacob? He has the spirit of prophecy. He keeps the commandments of God first of all to receive the spirit of prophecy. He fulfills the royal law. The idioms that you want to look out for Jacob, my servant, is, first of all, the servant, the sons of men, the sons of God, New Jerusalem, the 144,000, the kingdom of God. That is the first fruits. That is Jacob. That's who Jacob is going to be. Because Jacob takes the watchman calling now. When the Messiah calls you to watch, he's calling you to be a watchman. And he calls Ezekiel son of man. And the sons of men shall become the sons of God. So Jacob, who serves now and is hated, the Beatitudes are for him. All the blessings are to him because he gives up his life now to serve God and to warn the people of the judgment coming, and he's hated for it. Does it sound like the entire church is taking the calling to be Jacob? No. They are the world, they are the whole world that is deceived apart from Jacob the servant. If you're part of the apostate church, if you're still part of the Catholic Church, the Catholic whore and her many Protestant harlots, you are willfully deceived, and you're going to go to tribulation if you hear this warning. It's those of you that are in the church that we just can't reach because there's too many people in the way. They're going to be held in ignorance, and they're going to go on the second Exodus. Anyone hearing the warning now and not taking heed to the warning, their blood is on their own hands. And on their own heads even. And that's why they go into tribulation. But Jacob gets caught up to the throne. The wrath of God isn't appointed to him. That's why it's called the time of Jacob's trouble. Because Jacob is saved out of it, and he returns to judge the rest of the world with the Messiah between those who serve God and those who serve him not. They execute fiery vengeance. It's all over the prophets. John even says, we don't know what we will be, but we will be like him, like the Messiah. However that looks in a glorified state. They are New Jerusalem. And it's few in number. It's not 2+ billion Christians that claim to believe in Jesus. And because there's 50,000+ denominations of apostate Christianity to choose from, but they all can agree, and they all say, well, as long as we believe in the death, burial, resurrection of Jesus, then somehow you'll be saved. But if you all agree on that, you actually think that 2 billion people are the very elect spoken of in the prophets. Get real. That's not who it's talking about. You're the great falling away prophesied of in 2 Thessalonians 2. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but they'll actually heap to themselves teachers having itching ears saying, oh, tell us smooth words. But Jacob will be risen up in the latter days. Come out of her, my people, Jacob, come out of the apostate woman. So Jacob comes out of her, surnames himself Israel, realizes who he is, starts keeping and teaching the Ten Commandments, goes back to the church to warn her, and they say, stand by thyself, I'm holier than thou. Tell us smooth things, prophesy deceit. This is Isaiah 30, that's what Paul's quoting. This is the picture that I'm trying to paint. We're told to come out of her, my people. Be not deceived. What is the Messiah? What is the sign of your second coming? Be not deceived. Why are you not taking heed to the fact that you could be deceived right now? If you believe the same thing as the majority of the Christian church, how can you just sit there and be comfortable with that? It's because you have the spirit of deep sleep. You have this strong delusion that you would believe this lie because you wouldn't receive the love of the truth. And those people are destined for tribulation.